All right, guys. I'm just gonna hop on here real quick. I don't see too many people up here in the comments or whatever, but that's okay. That's okay. I'm gonna just read a little bit about the Saints football situation and Jameis Winston. I've been seeing Jameis Winston's workout videos. He's recovering from an ACL MCL tear. Um, he's about 3 months into his recovery, and he's already walking. He's already balancing on his one leg. He's doing quarterback shuffles. He's dropping back in the pocket. Of course, these are all just getting him football ready and getting him, back to his normal self. Um, but it does amaze me of how fast these people are recovering from ACL tears. You got players like Cam Akers on the Rams that suffered an ACL earlier in the season. He was supposed to be out all season, and he came back. He came back in the playoffs, I believe, um, and then he went to the Super Bowl, and they ended up winning it. That right there is a crazy story in itself. Normally, when you suffer an ACL earlier in the season, normally that ACL tear keeps you out for the whole year. Um, you know what I'm saying? So for these players and athletes to develop um, their ACL injuries and recover from them is just insane. You got to think about it, guys. Just as normal people that aren't out there playing football, being athletes like that, would still be wrapped up in a leg brace, walking around, gimping. And Jameis Winston's out there shuffling around with the ball in his hand, going back and forth motion, backpedaling. To me, that speaks volumes. I really want the Saints to sign him back. I'm actually reading this thing right here. Well, Jameis Winston, impressive rehab, entice the Saints to re-sign the quarterback. In my opinion, it should. It should entice him even more. Because then that shows that he will be ready come week one. Um, I think that was a big question going forward is if Jameis is going to be healthy enough to re-sign. And as of things are going right now, and all these videos that are surfacing, Jameis Winston is actually ahead of progress by many months, in my opinion. And I just can't wait to see what's gonna happen here. We got we got Taysom Hill still under contract, but I know that he can still be in that Taysom Hill role, and he can still. And don't get me wrong, I love Taysom Hill, but I think he strides in that Taysom Hill role. I think when he's out there catching the ball, he'll running the ball. He's looking his best. So with that being said, I really want us to sign Jameis Winston. I think he'll be ready come week one. I think his mentality is it's all in the game. Look how fast he's wanting to come back to get back into any locker room. In my opinion, I think he wants to be with the New Orleans Saints. All his workout videos, he has Saints gear on, like a Saints shirt, Saints shorts. So I mean, I, I'm saying it like this. I think Jameis Winston having an ACL, we all assumed that he wouldn't be ready come week one. I assume that. Many fans assume that. A lot of people probably assume that. Now we look at his workout videos and he's shuffling around. Jameis Winston is starting to look really dominant. Um, and honestly, the way I see it, I think him and Michael Thomas are going to make a huge statement, and I think their statement's going to be coming for that comeback player of the year award. And I think it's either going to be Jameis or Michael Thomas, and that one's going to be a hard pick because I really think Jameis is going to have a stellar year, and I really think Michael Thomas is going to come back for everybody's soul, man. He's looking like DK Metcalf. He's gotten into shape. He's been working, grinding in silence. Um, he's been taking notes. All these haters. He just can't wait to get back on the field to shut all these people up, man. I don't understand the narrative with Michael Thomas not being a top athlete, top number one receiver. All these Sports Center, ESPN, all those places. Like I got tired of listening to him. I don't even really listen to him anymore because it's just bullshit. You got Michael Thomas over here, 2019. Let me refresh the ESPN and everybody else's memory. 2019 season. Michael Thomas had 1,700 yards. And I don't know the exact yardage. I know it was over 1,700 yards, and I know he had 149 catches that season. You just can't teach that type of talent. Um, Marvin Harrison's record has stood for all these years until Michael Thomas came in the league, and him and Drew Brees, done broke that record. No matter who's passing to Michael Thomas, he still gets the ball. He still catches the ball. To me, if you're throwing in his direction, you just expect him to catch it. All these drop balls this season was insane. We haven't seen that as Saints fans in a while. So seeing all these drop passes by our wide receivers, not getting no separation, their footwork wasn't, it just wasn't there, man. Curtis Johnson got fired. I think that was a hell of a good fire. I think he hasn't developed a wide receiver besides Michael Thomas since he's been around the Saints organization. He hasn't really showed me that he can develop wide receivers at a high level. So to me, yes, of course, I think he should be fired. The offensive line coach struggled this year. The strength and conditioning coach, I think they really struggled. Look how many injuries we got hit with, and then you look at the O line and the continuity, and you look at where some of these O line pieces would fit. We have Cesar Ruiz that played his full-time college career as a center um, for Michigan State, and he was the number one ranked center coming out of the draft. We decided to sign him, and he's been bounced around that offensive line on the guard tackle position, and he's sticking around the guard position, and he's not doing too well. But we got to look at the whole facts here, and we got to realize that the continuity this year on that O line was kind of hit with injury. First, it went Andreas Pete. As much as a lot of Saints fans hate Andreas Pete, he's a killer run blocker, man. He can cause running backs to get an open lane. His pass blocking, on the other hand, needs a lot of work. Um, so yeah, it's a hit and miss. If you want, Andreas Pete, in my opinion, he's a big guy. He's got a lot of upside. I think if he works on his pass blocking, I think he could do a lot better than how he has been doing. And for me, what's going on today? I see you in the chat. But for me, I really honestly think, with the addition of Michael Thomas back, I really think the addition with, let's say, Jameis Winston, because in my opinion, I really think we're gonna pick up Jameis Winston. He's always wearing Saints gear, like I said. Uh, to me, I just think he wants to be a part of the Saints organization, and the reason I say that is simple. I think when Jameis Winston came here, to the New Orleans Saints, I think that not only did he win the hearts of a lot of fans, he won the hearts of the team, but not only the team. I feel like Jameis Winston came in and the city embraced him as well. And to me, that speaks volumes because Jameis Winston basically the Buccaneers organization gave up on Jameis Winston. And they went for an older quarterback in Tom Brady. So Jameis Winston probably holds a little resentment because of that. I would, being a competitive player, I would. And if the Saints gave me a shot, to me, that would be a perfect scenario. Not only because that's in the same division and we get to see the Buccaneers twice a year, But the Saints actually believed in Jameis. They believed in him to make him our starting quarterback during the season. We believed in him probably more than Sean Payton did. As us fans, players in general, I believe a lot of us knew that Jameis Winston has a lot of potential. His potential speaks volumes. And I can't stress that enough because I really feel with Jameis back in our lineup, we have a solid quarterback. We have a quarterback that can throw 5,000 yards if needed to. Um, but it all depends on where's DA's head in all of this involvement in to building our offense. Our defense is pretty good. I mean, besides the question mark with Marcus Williams and the question mark with who are we going to put alongside David Adimata? Those are the two questions on defense for me that are really big. The linebacker position, I see that Pete Warner. I think we might sign Kawan because Kawan wants to be here as well. I think he'll pick up another cheap deal. Um, his energy, high energy level, his playmaking ability, I think we really need that. His rotation with Pete Warner is amazing, and I really love how they rotate the both of them. But yeah, guys, I really think our team would be really set on defense. Dennis Allen has made our defense, pretty much what it is. Him and Chris Richards have, I mean, Chris Richards, man, have gotten that defensive back room to look better than it's ever looked, in my opinion. He's got Lattimore looking like an All Pro. He's got a Debo looking like a Pro Bowl. You know what I mean? In my opinion, Debo did so well this year as a rookie coming into a failed situation. Think about it. Okay. Everyone said Paulson Adebo, what was he like? Third round pick. Nobody thought Paulson Adebo would be our starter going forward. Once we figured out Ken Crawley was going to be out due to injury, we traded for Bradley Roby. Not knowing the skill set that Paulson Adebo had. Now, me personally, I've been a Paulson Adebo fan since the signing. The day we drafted the kid, I was super stoked. I don't know how Paulson Adebo fell to the third round, guys. I really don't. Out of all the quarterbacks that were taken in the first, second round last year, I can't fathom why Paulson Adebo was not picked before he was. And here's why I say that. 2018-2019 season, Paulson Adebo was the number one in the nation in cornerback throughout all college players that played cornerback position. You can't just teach that, guys. Out of all those college schools that are complete for a national championship in college, you have you know what I mean? Like, to me, it's just insane to think about Paulson Adebo and his ability this year. Um, like I said, dude, he fell in the draft. We swooped him up. I feel we got a killer deal. We got a killer deal with him. We got a killer deal with Pete Warner. We got a killer deal with I believe Peyton Turner. And I still believe Landon Young's a still good young uh offensive lineman. I think he can fulfill T-Stead's role if T-Stead decided to go elsewhere. I think we would just bump up Landon Young, or if not, get another guy in free agency or this year's draft. I say that I really want us to have a solid O line this year for Jameis. I really want our not only to have a solid line for Jameis for our running backs, so our wide receivers and our offense can have a dominant offense. I want this NFL narrative that all these every year the Saints are just oh yeah, they're not that good, they're not that good. I mean, we get hated on. I just want to go into the next year and just blow people's minds. Michael Thomas, I want him to get into the league, start bullying people from day one. I love it. But yeah, man, I don't see too many people here in the chat, guys. So I just came on here for a minute, see if people are gonna pop in. But it looks like people are a little busy today, and that's okay. I might pop up on another live here in a little while. See if people are not as busy. But yeah, I just wanted to hop on here, talk some Saints football, talk a little Michael Thomas, my boy, man. That is my favorite receiver. My boy Paulson Adebo, man, he was shining at 29. So, anyways, guys, if you haven't already, hit the like and subscribe button. I'll be going live a lot more. Just let me know your thoughts on what subjects I should go ahead and talk about, and what you guys feel that the Saints should do this offseason. Go ahead, post in the comments. Tell me how you feel. I hope everyone has a good day. Who that to everyone in the chat. Whoever's watching, wherever you're watching, who that to you. Hope you have a good day. Um, just want to say this is Masked Up Podcast with your boy Saints 01, and I'm out.